I am right in thinking that he or his younger brother are the only two fighters that would lure you out of your present retirement to fight again.
No doubt about it. You know, we've been talking. We talked to Vitali Klitschko and we agreed terms. Everything was all set for a fight in probably June. But all of a sudden they've kind of backtracked a little bit. But fingers crossed, hopefully after this fight, the German public, I've talked to the guys from RTL, Klitschko's German paymaster, and they've told me that's the only fight they want. They said the German public are demanding he fights someone with a winning record, someone who's a former champion, someone who brings excitement, and hopefully, fingers crossed, so something can happen.
You see, I think Vitali said, sorry, but I think Vitali said actually he fought the stronger brother. I'm the weaker one, really.
It's nice that he says that. And all the talk back before Christmas, Vitali and K2 and Vladimir all talking about, you know, we'll get David out of retirement. He's only just retired. We'll fight him in March. How was it? No disrespects to David. How was that ever going to happen in March in a 12,000-seater stadium? It's sold out today. Tickets are selling for €800 outside. €50 tickets are going for 800 euros. And here's the thing. Why that was never going to happen inside. It's because it's a football stadium. The Klitschkos have sold 55 and 57,000 against American guys who bring nothing to the table.
Yeah.
They're going to need 80,000. They're going to need 80,000 seats in a stadium somewhere in Germany if he puts his pen to paper.
And just a word on you. I mean, when you do not have a date to fight on, the tendency for one or two fighters would be to take it easy, would be to skimp on training, would be to put on weight, as my man here puts it, to get fat. But you do not buy that ticket, do you?
No, I tried to make sure that, you know, since the fight with Vladimir, which I lost, I've figured out a few things physically that I need to improve on. So that's all I've been doing is improving on them. Because if this fight happens, hopefully it does. But if it doesn't happen, all I'm doing is staying in shape. There's nothing wrong with going to the gym every day and training hard. So fingers crossed. You know, Vitali's paymaster will say, right, and you can't keep fighting. He's talking to Hasim Rahman at the moment. He's talking to Dimitrenko, guys that nobody are interested in fighting. Everyone over here, and strangely enough, I talked to the guys from RTL, and Vitali's reason for not fighting me this time around was to say, RTL have cut his money. RTL have cut the money, so we need to renegotiate what we agreed in December. Talking to RTL guys, they said, no, we haven't cut your money. We'll be paying Vitali the same as what you got paid for fighting Vladimir. So it looks like he's trying to make excuses of getting out of the fight.
You've heard every little political excuse known in the boxing game, Steve.
Yeah.
Would you see this fight happening?
Oh, listen, Vitali gets through tonight, then he'll fight David. That fight will have to happen. I'll tell you why it will have to happen. The Germans over here, they love David. I mean, it's not me. I've got no reason to sell a fight in Germany. They love him. They love the Klitschkos. They're business, Jim, remember. They not only do 55,000 in football stadiums, but they do things like 13 and 14 million on German television. But more than that, they do something, it's a bit technical. They sometimes get 65% audience share. That means it's quite simple. You don't have to be...
6.5 people out of 10 watching the telly are watching them.
Which is staggering. So
it's not too technical, even I work that one out.
David comes back. Well, you've been in TV a few years. But David comes back against Vitali. It becomes the biggest fight in European history. Now, people might be throwing things at the screen and saying we don't want to see him. Well, guess what? 80,000 do, and about 14 million RTL do.
And the TV networks do.
Thank you.
I've got to ask you one thing, David, while we're chatting here nice and relaxed. We all do things that we regret in life. Do you regret getting your broken toe out after that fight?
It's what was happening after the fight. You know, it was on my mind during the fight. It was on my mind after the fight. You know, you can't regret what you do and what you say in life. You just got to get on with it. And what I've done since then is hit the gym and make sure that my toe, my back, my hamstrings, everything's as strong and healthy as possible. So if the call does come, there will be no excuses. You know, and I would love to get in the ring with a Klitschko at 100%, firing on all cylinders, because if that is the case, I believe I win the fight.
And you go straight in against them. I'm
not interested in fighting anyone else. People say why don't you have a couple of warm-up fights, but I've just come from fighting, doing a 12-round decision loss to Vladimir Klitschko. Who can I fight to prepare me for Vitali? No one better than his brother. So I've already fought his brother, so why not just get straight back in there with someone with very similar dimension and Vitali's brother. So I'll be in shape. As you say, I don't get out of shape between fights. Sure. I mean, you know, all it would take is just to do my sparring and get my eye in, and I'll be ready to go.
You're ready to go now, by the look. You've got to make a point, Steve.
Do you know what I think is going to happen with David? And he might already be thinking this. I think it's going to be like Floyd Mayweather. he's going to be able to retire for 11 months, come back in a hard 12-round fight, retire for 11 months, come back in a hard 12-round fight. Because Floyd Mayweather's never out of the gym. He's never out of the gym. Floyd Mayweather was in great shape. Floyd Mayweather comes back after 12 months in a big fight, vanishes for 12 months, come back in a big fight. Why can't he do that? He's only a baby. Look at him.
Well, he's here. He hasn't vanished here tonight. We're delighted to have you on Box Nation. I mean, just let's throw in the 25-1 shot here. What if Del Boy does it? What about a fight with him?
If Del Boy, I'd love to fight the winner of this fight, but in reality, if Del Boy does win this fight, he's never going to fight me. I've seen the Klitschko contract. And
Easy now.
Yeah, and Del Boy will have to fight whoever the Klitschkos say he has to fight, whether that be Vladimir, whether that be Vitali in a rematch, whether that be someone that K2 nominates to fight. It's completely out of Derek's control, unfortunately, but it's the way boxing is. He's had to sign, after coming off 2 losses, he's had to sign whatever contract he has to sign, and unfortunately, he's tied into this for a while.
I think it's fair to say that the Klitschkos know their way around the ring. They know their way around a contract as well, don't they?
They do. Believe me, one of their contracts is actually quite laughable sometimes. And the one thing that Chisora, I don't think he's checked the small print, but I'm sure there's something in the contract to say if you do anything but before the fight, like slap someone in the face, there's a penalty, and I won't be surprised if a lot of his purse is withheld. He's getting less than 100 grand to come over here. And
if 30 of that has gone, he will feel that better. Listen, David, you've been so nice and so pleasant to everybody here, but someone's not just been very pleasant to you.
Yeah, RTL, the television network covering it here in Germany, asked me down ringside to do an interview. I went ringside and Bernd Bunce, Vitali's manager, walked by and went berserk. What is he doing here? Get him out of ringside. Tried to call the security, but security came over quite respectfully, said, do you mind leaving, please? Why he wanted to eject me, I've got no idea, but he seems kind of rattled for some reason. He needs to focus on Vitali.
I think they're almost using a cattle prod to keep him away from the Klitschkos.
Let me tell you something. It was RTL, the German broadcaster, stirring it up, dragging him down. They're doing the interview right in front of Bernd Bunce. Look at the size of this place, Jim. They could have interviewed him anywhere. They took him right in front of Bernd Bunce because they're already selling the next fight, assuming he gets past Chisora tonight. I tell you, they were switched on mob, the RTL mob.
I think we have ruffled a few feathers having you with us here tonight, but personally, I'm absolutely delighted that you're alongside us. But it's going to be a really big night in British heavyweight boxing. Now,